at it, and we are painting today. So as you can see, we have this nice inflatable paint booth. This will work out perfect. What is up, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. It is a bit cold, rainy out here, but I did want to share with you some updates and some things that happened. This girl got painted. And I couldn't be happy with how it turned out and the color that we went with. In this episode, I wanted to share my experience with DIY garage paint booths, and as well as now having a paint booth in a box, an inflatable paint booth. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But I wanted to say thanks so much for all the new subscribers. The channel has grown quite a bit recently, and I really appreciate that. If you would please keep smashing that like button, because this really helps out the channel and it motivates me to keep going. Let's go. Now what I did, I planned on making a DIY paint booth using some 6mm poly, as well as some eye bolts and some straps. And I planned to position the straps so I could hang the plastic over. This would have worked well. I got it pretty much 90% done and then realized I hadn't really considered much on the ventilation side of things. And well, ventilation seems to be one of the most important things involved in a DIY garage paint booth. Because it's all good and well to put up some plastic to keep things from getting in your paint job, but if you can't get the fumes out, you're in trouble. In the past, I've used box fans as my ventilation system and a large box fan, and yeah, that seemed to work, but it was always a negative pressured situation and never a positive pressured situation. So what I mean by negative or positive airflow is, in a negative pressured scenario, we're taking more air out of the paint booth than the inlet can keep up with. This sucks the walls inward, giving you even less space to operate. In a positive pressured scenario, you push the air into the paint booth so that the overspray exits out the walls or a designated exit. So I wanted to change my direction, and I found this paint booth in a box. Before I get into the pros and cons of this inflatable paint booth, here are a few factors I considered as I prepared for a portable paint booth. One is bugs. The next one is inadequate ventilation. Setup time. The precious real estate that everything takes up, and then the aftermath of overspray that everyone has to deal with. Plus, it's a lot of work to clean up everything in a garage setting, and then to maintain that clean until it's finally time to paint is time consuming. So if you ever considered using an inflatable paint booth, here are a few pros and cons I experienced. Not an exhaustive list by any means, but some highlights. First, it was easy to set up. From out of the box to ready to paint in 30 minutes. This saved me hours. Also, it keeps the bugs out. I didn't have my normal issue at all, and this gave me confidence as I was coating these two stains. Next, it's a positive pressured scenario. The carbon filters help control a lot of the overspray. Also, it's set up outdoors. I didn't really realize this as much of a pro, but it was nice to have the real estate inside the garage to set up all the painted parts. Last one I'm going to mention is it wasn't that bad to clean up. I put some plastic on the floor as an attempt to keep it as clean as possible. So for some of the cons, while the ventilation was adequate, it wasn't great. Since using it, I reached out to the vendor and they supplied me a larger ventilation blower for the next time. Next, the booth is dependent on electricity staying on. An automatic backup switch to a generator or a inner structure maybe in the future. I risked it and didn't have an issue this time. Last one I'm going to mention here is it was a bit cumbersome to get back down to size to fit in the box, but it was manageable. Until next time, y'all, keep watching and keep playing that build list. I do want to give a quick shout out to Southern Polyurethanes. Their clip coat is awesome and I've had really good results using it. I'm not sponsored. Thanks so much for watching.